From Ticker News with Aaron Young, this is Ticker Today.
Hello, thanks so much for joining me. President Trump is set to impose a 100% tariff on international films, sparking significant fallout in both the financial markets and the movie industry today. He argues that generous tax breaks threaten US national security by pulling Hollywood productions offshore. Meanwhile, President Trump facing backlash from segments of the Catholic community after sharing an AI-generated image depicting himself as the Pope. The Australian Electoral Commission continues counting preferences in a fiercely contested Melbourne electorate. It could be goodbye to the Greens. And a new interview with Prince Harry has stunned royal aides, coming on the heels of his legal defeat over security protection. In the markets, the S&P 500 and Nasdaq edging lower in response to Trump's aggressive new trade stance on entertainment imports. We've got it all covered. You're watching Ticker Today, the latest news and business moving the world. Let's get started. But first today, President Trump will introduce a 100% tariff on movies produced overseas. It's causing major ramifications for the stock market as well as the film industry. He's claimed that foreign tax incentives pose a national security threat, luring Hollywood productions away from the United States. With the UK, Australia and Canada becoming popular filmmaking locations, studio executives are now left scrambling to understand the implications of his announcement. The logistics of such a tariff remain unclear as films don't fit the traditional definition of import goods. Meanwhile, the US film industry enjoyed a significant trade surplus last year, but soaring international costs could jeopardize Hollywood's future. Here's the president.
The movie tariffs, what they've done is other nations have been stealing the movie-making capabilities from the United States. And I said to a couple of people, what do you think? I've done some very strong research over the last week. And we're making very few movies now. Hollywood is being destroyed. Now, you have an incompetent, grossly incompetent governor that allowed that to happen. So I'm not just blaming other nations, but other nations, a lot of them, have stolen our movie industry. And I'm saying, if they're not willing to make a movie inside the United States, then we should have a tariff on movies that come in.
Meanwhile, the global economy is feeling the impact of Donald Trump's tariffs, which are disrupting decades of smooth trade. Major companies from giants to small firms are slashing sales targets and warning of job cuts amid growing uncertainty. China currently evaluating talks to address US tariffs, while American businesses are grappling with increased prices and costs. Despite some positive news from Germany, many economists warn of potential downturns in the months ahead. Ultimately, while tariffs could lower inflation, they also pose significant challenges for international trade dynamics. President Trump has attracted criticism from Catholics after posting an AI-generated image of himself as the Pope. This is the picture which was shared by official White House social media accounts. It comes as Catholics mourn the death of Pope Francis, who died on the 21st of April, and they prepare to choose the next pontiff. The New York State Catholic Conference accused Donald Trump of mocking the faith, but President Trump says it was a joke and his wife loved it.
Catholics were not so happy about the image of you looking like the Pope.
Oh, I see. You mean they can't take a joke? You don't mean the Catholics, you mean the fake news media. Not the Catholics loved it. I had nothing to do with it. Somebody made up a picture of me dressed like the Pope, and they put it out on the internet. That's not me that did it. I have no idea where it came from. Maybe it was AI, but I know nothing about it. I just saw it last evening. Actually, my wife thought it was cute. She said, "Isn't that nice?"
The Australian Electoral Commission is still counting preferences in a highly contested seat of Melbourne. Adam Band faces a tough challenge as Labor's Sarah Whitty could take his position due to a recent boundary redistribution. The change has weakened the Greens' hold in South Yarra and Paran while losing progressive strongholds in both Brunswick and Fitzroy. Analysts suggest that Labor's strong second-place finish poses a significant threat to Band's tenure, as Liberal preferences now strongly favour Labor. Many former Greens voters have expressed their intention to switch to Labor to prevent Peter Dutton from gaining power, adding to the uncertainty in the closely watched race. The trial of Erin Patterson, accused of murdering 3 relatives with a poisonous mushroom meal, continues in Morwell's Latrobe Valley Law Courts today. Evidence presented revealed her friends noted her fascination with mushrooms, including messages where she claimed to mix powdered mushrooms into various dishes. After the lunch, which featured a beef Wellington with deadly mushrooms, her relatives Don, Gail Patterson and Heather Wilkinson became ill and died in hospital. Ian Wilkinson survived. Erin's estranged husband, Simon, denied suggestions he questioned her about using a food hydrator to prepare the mushrooms, as the device was later found discarded in a tip. The trial expected to last several weeks. Prince Harry's recent interview has left palace insiders reeling following his court loss regarding security matters. Many at the palace reportedly feel horrified by his remarks about King Charles, especially given the monarch's recent health struggles. Harry expressed a desire for family reconciliation, but his claims have only deepened the rift between him and his father. Meanwhile, Meghan Markle publicly supporting Harry with this heartfelt Instagram post featuring their children, highlighting their family unity as the royal family prepares for VE Day anniversary celebrations. They try to avoid distractions from the significant occasion. OpenAI has decided not to pursue its controversial for-profit conversion, keeping its powerful artificial intelligence business under non-profit control. The decision ensures that CEO Sam Altman's future remains within the same organisation that briefly removed him 2 years ago. Initially, the plan aimed to create a public benefit corporation while maintaining the current non-profit structure. Following talks with civic leaders and state attorneys general from California and Delaware, OpenAI has opted for a different approach. The for-profit subsidiary will now be transformed into a public benefit corporation controlled by the non-profit parent. And now the markets, the S&P 500 and Nasdaq saw a slight decline following President Trump's tariff announcement on the film industry. The markets have experienced volatility since Trump's first tariffs were introduced last month, but there's been a notable recovery ever since. The Dow rose, on track for its 10th consecutive win, while concerns grow over corporate profits aimed at these tariffs, especially after Tyson Foods reported disappointing revenue. Meanwhile, Skechers had a remarkable jump of nearly 25% after agreeing to a $9.4 billion buyout. Then there's the Fed, closely watched by investors at the moment, the upcoming policy announcement with anticipation of possible interest rate cuts later on this year.